Hi, welcome to Big Ted's Home and Garden. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to change the battery on a Mk7 Ford Fiesta. If you've been having trouble starting your car, it might be time to take out your old battery like this one and replace it with a nice shiny new one like this. My local fitting centre wanted £78 for the cheapest battery they would fit to this car, but you'll see in this video you can do it yourself for half the price. You need to make sure you get the right battery for your car. I found the Euro Car Parts website was very good for this. You simply type your registration into the website and it'll bring up a list of suitable batteries. I've got no link to Euro Car Parts, they're just local and generally quite competitive. So you can see here you've got a list of possible batteries. The Lion one, which is the cheapest, has got a 3-year warranty, which is probably longer than we're going to have the car, and the reviews look good as well. So once you've picked up the battery, we need to open up the bonnet, or the hood as our American friends call it, and you'll find the battery located towards the back right of the engine bay. You'll find the positive terminal under this red plastic cover. The negative terminal's at the back there, and it's connected to the chassis with that earthing strap. And the battery's held in place by a retaining bar which is held down by bolts at either end. All the bolts are 10mm, so you'll need a single 10mm spanner, or you can speed things up marginally by using a socket set. These are great, by the way. They're cheap to buy, reasonably good quality, and you can keep them in the glove compartment of your car. I've put a set in each of the cars we own. They come in really handy. I'd highly recommend them. Other tools you might want to use if you want to clean up the contacts are a small wire brush like this one and some sandpaper. To be safe, you should always disconnect the negative terminal first. To do this, loosen the collar around the post and then simply pull it off and put it to one side for later. You can then do the same with the positive terminal. Lift up the plastic cover and using either your 10mm spanner or your socket set, loosen off the bolt and lift up the collar off the post. It's a bit stiff, this one. There we go. The bolts on the restraining strap were too long to allow me to use my socket set here, so I'm going to have to use a ring spanner. And if you loosen those off a little bit, then you can unscrew them by hand. Put the nuts somewhere safe so you don't lose them. And then once the nuts are off, lift up the strap. There's a small lug on the right hand side which makes it a bit awkward. But then you can just lift the battery out. And if we zoom in, you can see it's nice and dry in there, so there's not been any leakage. We don't have to clean anything up, thankfully. Fitting the new battery is a simply a case of reversing the process. So you take a new battery, hold it by the handle and slot it into place, making sure it's seated securely. The red and blue plastic caps that you can see there, they need to be removed. Just simply lift them off. And depending on how dirty your connecting rings are, you might want to clean those up. So I'm just going to rub these down with a wire brush on the top. Just get rid of any grease that might impede the electrical connection. And then with a piece of sandpaper, down the inside, it's just to make sure you get a nice clean electrical connection. That should do it. So when we reconnect the battery, we need to start with the positive terminal. Push the connector down onto the post as far as you can. And then tighten up the bolt to clamp the connector down onto the post. You can then push the plastic cover down on top of it. Follow the same procedure with the negative terminal. Push the clamp down onto the post and then tighten it up. The retaining strap has a little lug, if you remember, that fits into the right hand side. Then you can push the strap down onto the bolts and then tighten the nuts up. by hand, then use your spanner until they're nice and tight. Give it a tug to make sure it's nice and solid, and then we're done. It looks good. Let's see if it works. Perfect.
David Cellino from Greater Manchester was a beautiful, fiercely independent and warm character.
Unlike older models, you won't need a radio code. The radio will automatically recognise the car, but you will need to reset the date and time. I'll show you how to do that in another video. So I hope you found this useful. If you have, leave a thumbs up. Any questions, leave a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to Big Ted's Home and Garden. I'll see you soon.